Noivern EX is coming out the Paldea Evolved expansion with 2 incredibly annoying attacks and they get the perfect candidate for a troll deck. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing off my take on Noivern EX deck. So first, the Pokemon. I'm running a 4-3 line of Noivern, and specifically this Noibat from Paldea Evolved because it has 70 HP, the one from Silver Tempest has 60, so just to live a little bit longer, we're running this Noibat. And Noivern EX is the star of the show, with Covert Flight doing 70 damage and making so basics cannot damage us. So this is great in matchups like Miraidon and Lost Sandbox. It's Psychic Dark Dominant Echo is our main attack we'll be using most of the time. 140 damage is very respectable, being able to 2-shot these stars and most Pokemon EX. And then the main selling point though is during your opponent's next turn, they cannot play any special energies or stadium cards from their hand. So we can drop an annoying stadium like Path to the Peak, and then they have no way to counter that stadium because they cannot bump it. Of course, they could be playing Lost Vacuum or Pumpkaboo, but most decks are not running those at the moment. So decks like Lugia, Mew, or Gardevoir that love to have their abilities to set up just simply cannot because of Dominant Echo. So the main strategy of this deck is going to be use that Dominant Echo as early as turn 2, combine it with annoying hand-stroking cards like Judge and Iono, and then just hope our opponent cannot set up while we're doing some solid damage pressure with Dominant Echo. In order to set up, I'm running a 2-2 line of the Altaria from Evolving Skies. Tempting Tune lets us search our deck for a supporter card and put it on top of our deck. So as you'll see in just a moment, we're playing lots of different supporter cards for certain situations. I just want to have Iono on every single turn of the game, or just some sort of hand disruption to slow my opponent down. I'm specifically running the Swablu from Silver Tempest because it has the best attack. I think all Swablus have 50 or 40 HP, but the attack is a flip until you get tails, 20 for each. So in a pinch, it could be a way that we could win a game. I'm running 1 Manaphy to protect our bench, 1 Pumpkaboo, because I want to be able to bump my own Path to the Peak to use Radiant Charizard, more on him in just a second, and then 1 Squovit because it has amazing synergy with Altaria. Nest Dash allows you to shuffle your hands, put it on bottom of your deck, and draw the top part of your deck. So with Altaria, we can put a Stadium or a supporter card on top, and Squovit, we can just pluck it right off the top and play it. And what differentiates my list from other lists that we've seen in Japan or just other lists I've seen on the internet is I'm playing Radiant Charizard. And you're probably wondering, hey, you're probably not playing any Fire Energies, why would Noivern be playing Fire Energies? Well, that's because of the new card Luminous Energy, which I'll touch on when we get to the energies, can count for any type of energy. So what Noivern might struggle with is it has a very powerful disruption with Covert Flight and Dominant Echo, but if your opponent can set up by, set up late in the game, have annoying attacks that can one-shot through your Noiverns, it'll be tough to come back, especially with new comeback cards like Iono and Reversal Energy. So I want to make sure if we get a big lead early in the game, that just does not fall apart late on in the game. So I'm running a 1 of Radiant Charizard. We can use Raihan to load it up. We have Super Rod, so we can use up to 2 Radiant Charizards in one game, and hopefully we can close out games with it that way. Up next, we have the supporter cards, and we're playing lots of disruption with 3 Iono and 2 Judge. I want to have a 4th Iono really badly, so maybe it could cut a boss's orders to put a 4th Iono, but it progressively gets weaker as the game goes on for us most of the time, because we are likely going to be the aggressors. So I don't want to be using Iono when I'm down to 3 prize cards. Like if I was playing a build with Barrel, I'd feel a little bit better about this because I could use Barrel to refill my hand. That's why we were playing 2 Judge, because as the game goes on, we might want to use Judge to it'll be a bit stronger for our own draw support. Or I'm playing 2 Arven because I have items and tools I specifically want to cherry pick, and I can just stack it on top with my Altaria. I'm playing 1 Yakumo because specifically in the Mew matchup, if my opponent gets a double turbo energy on a Mew VMAX, but I start swinging with my Dominant Echo, I want to be able to get rid of their only double turbo energy and make it so they can never attack. I have seen some lists running the Spiritomb from the new set that shuts off all abilities from Pokemon V, but I just figure Yakumo is a bit more of a versatile tech card. Also could see play in Lugia matchups or just any deck running Luminous Energies. So, and I always can easily fish it out with my Altaria. 3 boss orders, so we can aggressively chase down our opponent's Pokemon. 1 Raihan, in case we get behind on energy attachments, also can make it so we can more aggressively attack with Radiant Charizard. And then 1 Professor's Research, as if we need that discard draw. I want to have some sort of alternate draw supporter in case our opponent is dead drawing. I don't want to just disrupt their hand, but I don't want to sit there and just do nothing. So 1 Professor's Research seems logical for 1 power draw supporter. Now to the bulk of the deck, the items and tool cards. I'm playing 11 Ball Surge cards because I just do not want to miss my guys on the first turn. 4 Nest Balls to get all our basics. A Level Ball has some pretty cool synergy in this deck to be able to find not only our small basics with Noibat, Swablu, Skwovet, but also can find Altaria. Ultra Ball just for the general search, but I'm not playing 4 because this deck sometimes has cards it does not want to discard. I'm playing 1 Feather Ball instead of a 4th Ultra Ball because if I'm playing Arven, I can Arven and directly cherry pick my Feather Ball and not have to discard any cards to find a Noivern. I want to see in Heavy Ball because we have lots of little 1-up guys. Like I want to be able to find my Skwovet, my Manaphy, or my Radiant Charizard if those are specifically prized. I like Energy Search in a kind of deck playing Arven because it means I have a way to a supporter out to guaranteed energy, and I just never want to miss energies on the first turn ever with this deck. 1 Super Rod so we can have all our 1-up dudes all over again. 1 Switch is really sus. I want a second one in case of games where we start Pumpkaboo or Radiant Charizard. So an Escape Rope or a Switch could definitely be, is definitely probably the 61st card in this deck. I'm playing 1 EXP share because not only can we search it out with Arven, but it means we don't have to, or we can spread out our energies a little bit more. We can just load up our Noiverns a little bit easier. We even can slap it on a Radiant Charizard to make it so we can attack with it a turn quicker. I don't know how useful this card would be. It's probably a card that seems better on paper than actually in practice. So might be a cut for an Escape Rope, honestly, or another Pokemon tool such as Cleansing Glove or Spongy Gloves. I'm also playing 1 Choice Belt to slap on a Radiant Charizard in the late game, but also can work if you put it on your Noivern to be able to two-shot a Pokemon VMAX if the situation arises. Finally, the Stadiums and Energy cards. I'm playing 4 Paths to the Peak, as I mentioned. I just want to be able to draw it early in the game and combine it with my Noivern and Hand Disruption. For Luminous Energy, it's a new card from the Paldea Evolve set that it counts for 1 of any energy when it's attached to a Pokemon, but if we have more than 1 special energy attached, it counts for nothing. So one sort of change you could make if you like, you could go down to 3 Luminous Energies, cut an energy, to then go to 3, 4, and 4, add a Psychic and a Darkness Energy. I just want to maximum Luminous Energies to attack with Radiant Charizard, but as I test this deck more, it might be something I change, and then 3 Dark and 3 Psychic, just because we need both of them to attack with our Noivern. This is where I'm at with Noivern EX. I'm very happy with where the list is at right now. I really like the Altaria package, being able to play a little thinner on the supporter cards, but have a lot more options. I just think Noivern EX is going to be pretty solid into at least my expected meta, having the first attack to deal with Lost Sandbox and Miraidon decks, but having the second attack to just drop that Path to the Peak, play a Judgment or an Iono, and then just lock your opponent out of the game. It seems very compelling in my opinion. I feel like Noivern could become the best Judge Path deck after Paldea Evolve comes out, but I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Noivern EX is going to see a lot of play in Standard? Do you like my list? Let me know in the comment section down below. And honestly, playing Noivern EX sort of feels like cheating. But if you want to see an actual video about cheating in the Pokemon TCG, I got this one for you right here.